They say secrets are like smoke. Eventually, they crawl under the door. My name is Liam Carter. I'm 24, and I'm living a lie so twisted, it destroyed 2 people I once loved. It started in Bristol, city of bridges, bookshops, and quiet betrayals. I just landed a contract IT job and spent most of my free hours in a second-hand bookstore on Gloucester Road. That's where I met her. Elena Brooks. 20. Barely 5'3". Her voice was soft, like a secret, and her eyes always held something kind. We got along immediately. She had this way of looking at you, like you were the only real thing in the world. It wasn't fireworks at first. It was slow, gentle, familiar. We talked about books, swapped playlists, walked through the harborside on Sundays. I never once thought she'd be the girl I'd hurt the most. Then came her mother. Vivian Brooks. 39. Elena's mother. A single parent with cheekbones sharp enough to slice through glass and eyes that didn't blink when they studied you. She had the kind of presence that made the room quieter when she walked in. First time I met her, I was holding Elena's hand. Vivian looked at me like she knew me already, like she'd seen this kind of boy before. But then, she smiled. Said I was welcome any time. I should have walked away the moment I noticed how long her stares lingered. At first, I thought I imagined it. The soft smiles, the way her fingers brushed mine when handing me tea, the casual compliments that landed like a spark across my skin. But over time, it grew. Elena never noticed. Or maybe she didn't want to. She was just happy her mum liked me. 2 years I spent with Elena. 2 years of steady love and soft laughter. But beneath it all, a fire was building, quiet, hungry, and completely out of place. It started with one night. The night I rang the doorbell and Elena wasn't home. The night her mother invited me in. The rain that night came without warning, slicking the streets, painting the windows in sheets of silver. I stood outside their terraced house, soaked halfway through, the buzz of Elena's doorbell still humming in my ears. Vivian opened the door in a navy silk robe that clung to her like mist, her hair tied up, her skin glowing like she'd just stepped out of a candlelit bath. She blinked at me, confused at first, then smiled. Elena just stepped out, she said. Probably lost track of time at the gallery. Come in, Liam. Don't just stand there drowning. I hesitated. Just a second. Then I stepped inside. The living room was warm, perfumed faintly of lavender and something richer, amber, maybe. She handed me a towel, made me tea, and sat opposite me on the couch. Legs crossed. Eyes steady. She said you were friends, Vivian said, sipping slowly. But friends don't look at each other the way you two do. Are you? I could have told the truth. I should have. But something about her gaze pinned me down. We're just friends, I said. My voice was too even. A pause stretched between us like a drawn bow. Her lips curled slightly, like she knew I was lying but decided to let it slide. Well, she's lucky to have you around, even as a friend. I left not long after. The tea still sat half full on the side table. But the room stayed with me. The silence. The way she'd watched me as I left. That night, my phone lit up. A WhatsApp call from her. Just checking you got home safe, she said, her voice soft and honeyed. We started replying to each other's status updates. Hers were subtle at first. Books, wine glasses, piano music playing under candlelight. Then came the photos. Red lips. Hints of silk sheets. Voice notes late at night that sounded like sighs more than sentences. I told myself it was harmless. Curiosity, nothing more. But every message she sent chipped something off my restraint. 3 nights later, while Elena was away on a university retreat, Vivian sent one message that made everything crumble. Come over. I made too much wine. I could use the company. I stared at it for a full minute. I should have turned off my phone. I should have gone to sleep. But I didn't. I went. The house was dark when I arrived, except the soft glow of lamps upstairs. Vivian answered the door barefoot, her robe tied loosely around her waist. We didn't talk much. She poured us wine, played Nina Simone on vinyl, and asked if I'd ever had someone older. I lied again. Said I had. But when her hand slid under my shirt, when her breath touched my neck and her voice whispered things I wasn't ready for, I knew this wasn't a moment I could undo. We didn't stop. Not that night. Not when the first kiss broke all logic. Not when she pulled me into her room like she'd been waiting years. She disvirgined me that night. And she never knew it. Message from Elena. Hey love. I missed you last night. Can't wait to see you later. My mind was not at rest after what happened that night. It started with a pattern. Wake up, kiss Elena's forehead, walk her to her classes, smile like nothing in my chest was twisted. By afternoon, she'd send cute selfies, miss you already, while I was tangled in her mother's sheets. By evening, I'd be back at Elena's, holding her close, tasting her lips while still smelling Vivian's perfume on my skin. I told myself I could handle it. That this was just physical, an itch, a fantasy, a secret with an expiry date. But Vivian knew things. Things a woman only learns when she's loved, and left, and learned to never be the one caught off guard again. She touched me like she owned me, like she could feel every nerve under my skin. Her whispers weren't sweet. They were wicked. And I loved it. She'd pull me into her room with a look, make me forget my own name. The silence afterward was never awkward. It was sacred. She'd lie next to me, breathing soft and slow, while I stared at the ceiling like I'd just escaped gravity. That silence turned addictive. I began skipping dates with Elena. At first, it was small, rescheduling coffee runs, faking a cold. Then, entire weekends. I blamed work. Said I was slammed with a new project. Said my boss was being a nightmare. But the truth? I wanted to be whole for Vivian. I didn't want to show up at her door with empty pockets of energy. I wanted to be able to give her everything. Some nights, after she fell asleep, I'd lie there in the dark and record her breath. Other nights, she'd talk dirty, whispering things that made my spine curve with heat, and I'd hit record. Not for blackmail. Never for that. Just to remember. To feel it again. That rush. That madness. One night, she caught me filming. It wasn't the first time, but this time, she didn't smile. Liam, she said, her voice low and tight, why are you keeping these? I froze. I like remembering you. She looked away, pulled the covers up. If Elena finds out, her voice cracked, she'll never forgive me. I'll lose her. She's all I have, Liam. I sat up beside her, trying to find the right words. She won't find out. I swear. I'd never let that happen. She shook her head, eyes fixed on the dark ceiling. We have to stop. It's too dangerous now. I didn't speak. I couldn't. Because I didn't want to stop. Instead, I kissed her shoulder, whispered into her skin. Just a little longer. Please. Just don't leave yet. She didn't reply. But she didn't push me away either. I tried, after that, to make things right with Elena. Took her out more. Bought her favorite pastries. Held her hand longer. But the connection had frayed. When we kissed, I felt like an actor. When we made love, it was like my body was on autopilot. I counted the minutes, prayed she wouldn't notice how distant I'd become. But she did. Are you okay? She asked one night, curled next to me. You've been somewhere else lately. Distant. I kissed her temple. Lied again. Just tired. But the truth screamed louder each time Vivian texted. The tension bled into every corner of my life. I was living two versions of myself. The boyfriend. And the addict. And Vivian? She was starting to drift. Her eyes didn't linger as long. Her replies came slower. Guilt had finally found its way into her heart. One night, I showed up uninvited. She didn't open the door for 10 minutes. When she did, her eyes were red. I can't do this anymore, she whispered. This isn't just hurting me. It's destroying you. I reached out, took her hand, pulled her close. I need you. Her breath hitched. Her lips quivered like she wanted to say something else, but a voice echoed from upstairs. Mom, are you okay? It was Elena. She was home early. I remember the steam from the shower still clinging to my skin when I stepped out. I was humming something, God knows what. I felt light that day. Reckless, maybe. Or maybe just stupid. I'd left the second phone on the kitchen counter, face down, plugged into the wall. The one with the photos. The voice notes. The proof of everything I swore I'd control. I dried my hair lazily, thinking maybe I'd text Vivian after breakfast. Or maybe I wouldn't. Maybe I'd just replay last night's recording again. I wasn't even fully dressed when I heard the sound. Something crashing. A sharp gasp. Then silence. I walked into the kitchen. Elena was standing there. Her hand clutched the phone. Her knuckles were white. Her lips were trembling. And on the screen, the messages. The photos. Vivian's voice playing softly on loop, whispering things no daughter should ever hear her mother say. My blood ran cold. Elena. Her head snapped up like she was waking from a dream. Or maybe a nightmare. Her eyes were glassy, wide, shattered. You. Her voice was raw. She swallowed hard, like bile was rising. You slept with my mum? I opened my mouth, but nothing came out. No excuse, no lie, not even a stutter. There was nothing I could say that wouldn't break her more. She flinched when I stepped closer. Took a step back, shaking. I loved you, she whispered, tears spilling freely now. I told you everything. I trusted you with all of me. Elena, please, just let me explain. Explain? What exactly? Which part? Her voice cracked. The sex? The lies? The recordings? Did she know you were filming her, Liam? I couldn't breathe. My chest felt caved in. My legs wouldn't move. She dropped the phone to the floor like it burned her. Then she walked past me. Shouldered me like I was nothing but a stain in her way. Elena, please. She didn't even look back. The front door slammed hard enough to rattle the windows. I stood there for what felt like hours. When I finally tried calling Vivian, it went straight to voicemail. Again. 20 tries later, I walked down to the corner where the neighbor, Mrs. Langley, sat pruning her roses. She's gone, she said, not even looking up. Packed up this morning. Big suitcase. Told me not to tell you where. Elena too. Gone. Both of them. In one night, I lost them both. Not because I slipped up, but because I played God with their hearts. I thought I could keep them in two separate corners of my life, never letting them touch, never letting the truth bleed. But secrets rot. They don't stay quiet. They scream when you least expect it. And now, silence. No messages. No calls. No Vivian. No Elena. Just the echo of that voice note, stuck on repeat in my head. The days have blurred together, each one heavy with the weight of what I've lost. The phone still cracked on the kitchen floor, the image of Elena's shaking hands, the anger and heartbreak in her eyes, burned into my mind. I've never sent the videos. Never even considered threatening Vivian. I couldn't. I couldn't hurt her any more than I already had. Even now, after everything, I can't hate her. I don't know how to. She's too beautiful, too magnetic. She's a drug. A dangerous one. But still, I haven't even looked at the recordings again. I haven't called Elena. Not once. I don't think I could bear hearing her voice. Every Sunday, I walk past the bookstore where I met her. It's the same as it was that day, warm light spilling out from the windows, the shelves stacked with stories I'll never get to finish. It feels like another life now, like I was someone else back then. I wonder what could have been. If I'd just told the truth that first night. If I'd walked away. If I'd told Elena how much I cared about her. Or if I had just left her alone from the start. But I didn't. And here we are. I can't fix what's broken. I know that now. I don't even know where they are, Vivian or Elena. Maybe they've left the city. Maybe they've moved on. It's what I deserve. I'm not asking for sympathy. I don't deserve it. But if you're watching this, and you've ever been in love with a lie, I hope you burn it before it burns you.